Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
Way too hot for TV, so you know we had to take it to the radio.
Don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it. Don't play with it. Like that, keep it a style.
Tune in on Aniealation. Tune in every Thursday at 2 p.m. on the hottest station in the city. Hot 702.5.
What's up? What's good? What's happening? This is your girl, Nia on Fire. We are listening to Aniealation. We're back for another episode. This is episode 27. Gosh, we've been here already 27 episodes. It's called Voices Matter, and they do, as I am using my voice today. So on this episode, we have a young lady who has decided to use her testimony to help others. She's on the mic today, a woman who was diagnosed with MS in 2017, and she's deciding to advocate and bring awareness to how this disease is treated. So she's also a brand experience strategist, and she supports the creative visual deli. Make sure you guys give a warm welcome to Mrs. Kiera Katz. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So happy to have you on the show. Just a brief intro. You know, we did meet, I would say 2018.
Yes.
2018. Very funny story, really quick. We met in the UNLV Greenspan building.
Yes.
In the lobby. Just tripped up, and then I think that you were there to surprise someone, and we just I helped you with the surprise. And we've always connected since then, so I'm so happy to network and be here with you today. I really am.
No, that was dope. I think, again, like I was telling you earlier, like you have a good connecting skill. A lot of people are not able to do that, make that connection.
I really appreciate that. You know what, before we go anywhere further, this is Vegas, and y'all can act like y'all don't know, but the WNBA is officially on the map. My Las Vegas Aces took the championship home this week. They're back for the parade on Monday, so if you're not out, you're not it. So make sure y'all come out and support. They're going to be there from 3 to 7. We going up, we going live. Shout out to my Las Vegas Aces. I got to give a hand clap for those ladies. They're really doing it big, back to back.
Yes.
They doing it so big that the Bay Area had to make a new team for next year.
Come on.
And we taking them over too, so it really don't matter. But you are from Los Angeles, California.
Yes.
So West Coast. I do have a lot of West Coast people on my show. We gotta show love. We don't really get enough. But I want
y'all see that hat.
You're right. You know what's happening. So I wanted to go into a little bit more about your backstory. So like I said, you do advocate and you spread awareness for the disease multiple sclerosis. If people don't know, it's just a disease where it's an autoimmune disease, right? So
Correct.
It affects your immune system. It kind of eats away at the nerves.
Yes.
So I'm sure that you can tell us a little bit more about that.
Right. So that's the textbook definition, right? So even when I was diagnosed, it took me a while to kind of put it in layman's terms for myself and explain it to others. So in my own words, or before we dive deep too, I want to say I'm not endorsed by any organizations, and I'm not a medical professional. I do encourage all to reach out to a medical professional for more guidance and I guess like valid information. Not to say mine isn't, but mine is based upon my personal experience. Yes. So for me, MS is basically just the way the brain communicates with the body, and what happens is there's lesions, which in my interpretations are scar tissues that appear on your brain, your neck, and your spine. So if we think of that collectively, that's pretty much, that controls everything. That controls your motor skills, your cognition, so that controls, like, I'm moving my hands, my brain is telling my body to do that. How I'm speaking, my brain is telling my body to do that, So with MS, the communication becomes a little fuzzy, so that message is not delivered. So what that starts to look like is the numbness, the tingling, the muscle spasms, and a more severe version of it would be when you see people that are battling like their wheelchair bound or things like that, because their body is not communicating properly. So and a lot of doctors, they use like a wire would be a good visual aid, and they tell you what happens with that over time is the wear and tear. So what a wire does is what it said the body is doing with MS, like it's just tearing, and then you know how you're trying to get that last juice to charge your phone, and then eventually it doesn't charge anymore.
It doesn't connect.
I do want to make mention that MS is not deadly. However, it does cause detrimental symptoms that can lead to something that's really serious.
Pretty severe. And in 2017, like I said, is when you had your diagnosis. This is way into your adult life that this is happening. So you're probably thinking, how can this happen to me? I've been healthy so far. So how was it when you were first diagnosed?
Wow, the fact that you said that, like, it was at a pivotal time in my adult life. So I'm 36 today. I was diagnosed a little before I turned 30. And I was diagnosed with I would say like an entry form of MS. So it's called RRMS, which is relapsing remitting multiple sclerosis. And they've now like revamped the language, so it's called RMS, but it still says for the same thing. And I remember just hearing it and I like to rationalize things and just I couldn't wrap my head.
Like, how did this happen to me?
Because I'm for the most part healthy. I've always been active, not as much lately, but back then definitely. I played sports in high school, so I couldn't make sense of it.
Why this was happening to you.
And then I started to do like a lot of self-reflection, and mainly for me to think about my career, because for those who know me out here, my background is in nightlife and entertainment. And that lifestyle is not conducive to what's going on with my health, So I started to get scared, like, what am I going to do now? Like, what does my future hold? And just as a person, I became very spiritual. Well, I'm always spiritual. Let me correct myself. But more intentional with my conversations with God. God, what is your higher calling for me? Because this has to be for a reason. It can't be all for nothing. And I just realized with my skill sets, knowing how to produce events and having the skill set of building brand awareness, I could switch the landscape, I could use my local influence, my platform, and start building awareness for this cause. Also, when I was diagnosed, as I'm self-educating myself, I couldn't find a community. When I was looking information up, I didn't see anybody that looked like me. The representation wasn't there, and a lot of times, what do they say? If it's not there, build it. So I'm in that stage now. Like, I'm going to create my own community of some sort, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm going to continue to utilize my voice as a social responsibility, you know? Right. A lot of times we don't care about causes, because before I was diagnosed, I didn't care
about... You didn't care, it didn't affect you.
Now that it's directly affecting me, and I see this disparities, within what's going on within our health care system. Even that was something I wasn't really like...
You weren't ready for.
Yeah, so, you know, that's just the spill of it all, and we're here today, and I'm just hoping I'm making a difference. When you're able to define your values in life, that's when you really make change.
That's true. I love that. I love to hear that from you. I wanted to know what exactly you experienced within the healthcare system that triggered your need to advocate for this. Like, what really impacted you to say, you know, something's wrong here. We need to reevaluate how we look at multiple sclerosis.
That's a good question. Even to get diagnosed, it was a tedious process. So I thought I was hungover one night. I started feeling like a tingling sensation, and I'll never forget this. These are like profound moments to me because they were so traumatic in a way. I wake up one morning, my entire legs, they're tingling up to my spine, and you know, we always look at our mom like they know everything, right? So I'm telling my mom, I'm telling both of my parents, my dad, something's not right. And then my dad was like, maybe you were sitting the wrong way.
Yeah, you know, my feet does that all the time
when it falls asleep. So that feeling, imagine that, like,
up your whole leg. I can't stand that feeling. I can't deal with that.
So, you know, naturally, we know how our body should feel. And I said, something's not right. My primary care doctor at the time, I called his office, let him know what's going on. And I was new to him. So he said, let me just test you for everything, because it sounds like diabetes. I'm like, that doesn't really sound right for me, because I know I take care of my body, but I'm like, okay. So I go through a series of testing, and that took about a month. So close to Thanksgiving of 2016, he calls me in his office. He tells me that he's 99.9% sure that I have MS. And I remember it was emotional. I started crying, and he says, Miss Katz, do you know what MS is? And I said, I've heard of it, you know, surface level. That's why, you know, I'm crying. So he said, I can't diagnose you because that's not my specialty, but I have to, you know, refer you to a neurologist. And then when he does that, his MA comes in, because she's bringing a referral, of course, but she says we cannot refer her out because after today we no longer take her insurance. So the weight on my shoulders,
everything.
So now I had to find a new primary care doctor, go through the testing cycle all over again. So that's like traumatic. And then that's another month out. In my body this entire time, there was a time I couldn't even write because I'm waiting. They don't know what's going on. And they're prescribing.
They can't really give you too much of anything for what you need.
I think I was prescribed at the time muscle relaxers. So
it was lit.
So I go in for those results, and that was closer to like New Year's Eve. I remember this too because I was throwing a party. I was throwing a party for New Year's Eve 2016, going into 2017. I go into that primary care doctor. She tells me the same thing, and she said, I'm going to find you the best doctor to do this. Now, naturally, again, I've heard of it surface level, and a close friend of the family dealt with it. And I naturally asked to be referred somewhere. She kept telling me they do not accept my insurance.
Dang.
I later found out where I wanted to go, they do accept my insurance because it's a research center which operates like a non-profit.
Right.
So even if they did not, they have programs. Right. So I didn't get diagnosed. I'm trying to speed it up. I finally get diagnosed by a neurologist, and I get my diagnosis April 2017. And I think I can remember the day. I think it was like April 18.
Wow.
And I remember at that time I didn't cry because I've I kind of just knew
Dealing
something is going on.
With
And then they asked me something though. They said, "Do you need to speak with someone?" And my headspace back then, again, I'm 29. I'm like, why would I ever? Like, I'm okay. Like, okay, I know this is going on. I'm aware. But no, I can see why they would ask. It's such an emotional process. And then for someone like me, the symptoms are very invisible, so it's almost as if I feel invalidated a lot.
Because you can't physically see.
Right, so people don't have, and I'm not looking for empathy, it's just kind of, you'll be surprised of what people say. And I get it, because I can say I'm not feeling good, and somebody would say,
"Oh, whatever, you look fine."
That, and then, but yesterday, or you were here.
You were just doing this yesterday.
Yeah, right. And it's kind of, again, for me and for anybody dealing with anything, whether that be mental or physical, you can't really tell somebody how they feel. It's their feelings, their body, their mentality. So
with that being said, do you feel like the doctors were kind of like not really taking what you were saying seriously in regards to how you were feeling in your pain?
I don't think it's doctors. That's more so for like family, friends, and not calling anybody out. It's just naturally us as people. It's easier to recognize somebody's going through something. Like, it's easier to see a person with a cast and realize like, than it is to see somebody surface level. I like completely fine, which I am. You know, spiritually, I see myself, you know, thank God, you know, I'm here, I'm able, you know, I have this opportunity to utilize my voice. But there are some days that are heavy. There are some days that are a little dark for me, emotional. And again, a lot of my symptoms are invisible. So as of recently, one of the symptoms I experience is a cognitive delay. So that's forgetfulness. And I remember, it's not funny, but looking back on it, I went on a date and I was ordering my food, and in the middle of ordering my food, like, I completely forgot what I was saying. And I was so embarrassed, and the person I was with, they were like, it's okay, you know, like, you're good, but, you know,
you don't want to go through that.
Yeah. And then there's a lot of self-conscious things that are happening with anybody. Again, this is not exclusive to me. Anybody who's battling like mental or physical ailments, you know, you just don't know where their headspace is, and a lot of stuff happens. Like, even I get poked with a needle a lot, so that makes me self-conscious. Like, can people see the markings on me? You kind of feel well, for me, I start to feel a little insecure, less attractive, you know. So things like that.
So I would say all of these things would be the reason that you would want to like kind of start your own initiative to support MS. Like, you are an activist leader, a district activist leader with the National MS Society. I've seen that's such a really big thing, you know, to be a part of, and where you're able to lobby and make those kind of changes. So the fact that you have the strength to, you know, use your voice while you're dealing with the pain to help others who are also dealing with the same kind of pain, I love that. How did you get involved with that initiative?
Well, again, just going back to what I was saying, I recognize my influence just locally. You know, like, if I could get people to show up at a venue and party, I could get people to pay attention to this cause, right? And again, causes are different for everyone. Like, what may be priority to me may not be that for you, because our life conditions and circumstances are different. But if I'm putting it in a way where it's inclusive of everyone, then you're going to pay attention. If I'm doing it in a way where it's creative or it appeals to millennials, like the stuff that I like to do, I do like to party. Not party, but have a good time. Engage.
Network.
I like to get my fits off.
I know. I was gonna mention that you do have the MS awareness shirts. You got the merch. You got the stickers.
Yes. So if I could stay true to who I am, be authentic and who I am, my interests, and deliver it in a way, people are going to pay attention. You know, even if you're not aware of what's going on. And then also, just through my own experience, there needs to be more conversations, because is there a preventative way? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's said to not have a, there's still research going on where there's no set cause, but, you know, there's certain things a person can do. And then a lot of, when we speak in terms of the Black community, a lot of Black people don't go to the doctor.
No. And that's what I was going to say. Thank you for having the strength to actually go and see what's wrong.
Right.
Because a lot of times ain't nothing wrong with you, and we have that fear of going to the doctor because we know we're not ready for whatever is on the other side.
Exactly. And I just want to say, because a lot of people who know me personally, I'm very more into like natural remedies and stuff. Yeah. So I do think doctors are vital and important, and they have the technology that should always be somebody's North Star. Like, I just want to know what's going on so I know how to treat it.
Yes.
So I want the knowledge. So tell me. And then also it's good to, even though if you do have a doctor, it's always good to self-educate and be your own advocate. This is still your body, it's still your mind. So although they are there to guide you, still do your due diligence to your body. And that's just me. Again, that's how I got into this. And I wanted to go back to how can I really make an impact and make a difference. And as we were talking about my insurance, that's pre-authorization with insurance, right? Mm-hmm. What do I need to do to make sure that doesn't happen to the next person?
Right.
And that means lobbying for policy reform. Mm-hmm. And what does that look like? So that's how I got in that role with the National MS Society. And then in 2021, I did a campaign where you're mentioning the merch that I did. That was for that campaign. Again, just knowing naturally, I know how to facilitate sponsorships. So again, if I could do it for a brand,
you can do it for a cause.
Right. So I reached out to the National MS Society back then. I gave them my pitch. They were in support of it. And yeah, that's how I started building that relationship. And they've been a really good resource for myself. And they're one of the best resources to get education. Anything a patient needs as far as learning about it, and just needing resources as far as aiding too. If you don't have the means to commute to your doctor's appointments and things of that, they have programs that help out.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. I want to make sure we touch base on the National MS Society and the reforms that you have on the way. Up next, we have Popstar Grammar. We got Tay Bands, who's on tour right now. And then after that, we'll have Perception. Make sure you guys don't go anywhere. I got more R&B on the show for you guys. Listen to Aniealation.
Tiana, you go. No matter what I do, babe, you know you always on my mind. Girl, you drive me crazy. When I hit it from behind, what I do, I'm always thinking about my boo. Tell you know I'm stuck, I'm crazy over you. You say you crazy over me, but girl, I'm crazy over you. So what we doing for real? I ain't tryna rush into it, but I know what's on your mind. You don't want it for real. First time I laid eyes, I knew you was the one. I was tryna play it cool, but I've been on you for months. I remember that you told me that you got a man, but how you look me in my eyes, I ain't understand. I ain't tryna interfere what you got going on, but it is something about you, baby, I can't leave alone. I'ma play my position, but know I'm on you back. And I know you feel the same, cause I've been peeping down. Hey. So tell me what it is, I got a thing for you. Push him to the side, follow your heart, I'm just playing for you. I know it's wrong, but it feel right. I got it how you by my side, I'm talking every night. Cause no matter what you do, babe, you know I'm always on your mind. Girl, you drive me crazy when I hit it from behind. Before I turned around to leave, she finally opened up. She told me that her feelings getting stronger, she can't hold them up. I'm everything she looking for, I do it better. She got a dilemma, so yeah, I'm hers for sure. No matter what I do, babe, you know you always on my mind. Girl, you drive me crazy when I hit it from behind. What I do, I'm always thinking about my boo. Tell you know I'm stuck on you. Tell you know I'm crazy over you. Yeah, he flying. I only wanna keep him to myself. Shorty mad, ain't she? Cause Tay wants me and no one else. We looking eye to eye. I just can't help but lose my mind. I'm stuck on you. So indecisive, I don't know what to
I don't wanna be the bad guy, no. Why you act like you don't want no part of me? Say it ain't so. I don't wanna be the bad guy no more. It's a shame how we love to play these games. Should we let it go? Since you know it's about time we get right. Any day or the night we can take flights. Lost in the days, caught us drifting again. Getting lost in new cities with your friends. Same time, shawty still by my side. On the low, feel alone, got me bugging no time. Realize when it's right, girl, our loving will shine. So baby, we can thug it out to better days. But lately, your love been feeling misleading. You know it does. Is it something to tell me? What are you debating? Energy good, next second it's getting. Put your pride down, we can link. Fuck them hating bitches, give two fucks what they think. Shawty rep the south side views from a bed. Keep hearing the same 7 words repeating. I don't wanna be the bad guy, no. Why you act like you don't want no part of me? Say it ain't so. I don't wanna be the bad guy no more. It's the same how we love to play these games. Should we let it go? Perception is crazy. You screaming, you hate me. You know I've been waiting. Somehow I'm patient. I don't wanna be your own. Can't you scrolling up and down on my phone? Pressing on mistakes that I've owned. Don't wanna be the bad guy no more. Cut my pride, kept my ego low. Wanna work, this gon' take some time. I know we can do this right. Say you don't love me no more. Let the bottles take control. Got you rolling through the storm. It's not sitting right with me. Because I don't wanna be the bad guy, no. Why you act like you don't want no part of me, no. Say it ain't so. I don't wanna be the bad guy no more. It's the same how we love to play these games. Should we let it go? Should we let this thing go? Should we let this? Don't wanna regret this if we walk away. Walk away. I don't wanna be the bad guy no more. Don't wanna be the bad guy no more. No more.
Thank you guys so much for watching. How did you guys like that break? So we did have some new music by Tay Bands, as well as the Perception single by Clutch Bennett. Make sure you guys go stream that on all platforms. I am back with the one and only Kiera Katz. The Cat's Way is your slogan. So I wanted to get into what we were discussing before our break. We were touching base a little bit on just some reforms that you would be doing as the district activist leader with the National MS Society. So I know that you will be doing some different initiatives, and you had a few that we were discussing off the air, just some things that you were lobbying to make some reforms for. So as far as accessibility, ways that people are able to get their treatment, the insurance side of everything. So I wanted to go into those initiatives that you will be lobbying currently.
Okay, so far I've lobbied for a total of 3. I can't recall the first one, but the second one was in regards to Medicaid, just making sure people still have access, because the conversation has been like budget cuts in that way and to cut people off.
Right.
So that's one of the bills I lobbied for, and then most recently would be accessibility. So when people are traveling, and this is not, again, it's not exclusive to those affected by MS. These are people just with health, again, conditions. But accessibility, as far as when they're traveling, to make sure they have wheelchair access and things of that nature. So that was the last bill I lobbied for. The National MS Society does a good job of doing action alerts, so they pretty much already have it prompted. I read it over and I can sign for it, and that goes into what we were talking about, and that's how I stepped in the role into the district activist leader. There's not many in the state of Nevada, so I'm one of very few. We don't have that representation out here. I started off as an MS activist, and the conversation and information within the National MS Society, I was told there's this other role, and it piqued my interest because I am affiliated with some community leaders and activists within the city, so to me that made sense. And again, how can I make an impact? My conversations with myself these days and with God, what can I do? Where can I add value? I see myself as a mission and purpose driven entity these days. And again that goes just for working on myself, giving myself time to grow and heal and learn myself, and even within my healing process with health with MS, I look at my body as its own living thing. I talk to myself, my body.
How you work with me now?
Yeah, like, how are you doing today? How are you feeling mentally and emotionally today? Because again, our body is a living thing, and a lot of people
take it for granted.
A lot of younger people within our age group, we think because we're so young, right? Nothing can happen to us, right? Because again, and that's why I took on the advocacy role as well. There's not enough conversation that's geared towards a younger age group, because we associate sickness, illness, disease with an older.
Yeah, and it's good that you're able to correlate that. And when you were coming on the show, we were talking a little bit before. You said that being a MS patient, you've noticed different disparities in the healthcare system, and how it creates unnecessary things with the care and the way that people are receiving treatment. So you said that you wanted to be able to contribute your efforts and have a positive impact on people living with MS. And I think that you've been able to use, like I said, it's called Voices Matter. I believe recently you were on a panel just discussing.
Yes.
What was that panel?
It was for the Girls Who Brunch. Tour, which is another initiative. You guys check them out. It's geared towards young girls who are underserved.
Dreams worth fighting for.
That was the series. So that was the topic. Yes. And that was the first time I really spoke. I kind of play around with my social media platform. I'll speak about MS, and then I'll be like, oh, okay, maybe people are getting annoyed by it, right? But I'm now to the place I don't care. You're going to hear it, whether you want to at a random time, whatever. So that was the first time a platform allowed me to really share in depth, some of the things I experienced. Symptoms, like I was telling you, one of the recent is cognitive delay. And I know people are probably thinking, she just said that she practices healthy regimens. I want people to understand, you're going natural too, because even with my diet, I'm primarily plant-based, but that doesn't mean I don't eat meat. Like every now and then, I like a good steak. I'll have one. That just means the bulk of my diet is geared towards fruits and vegetables. But also, a lot of people don't even know their blood type. So I know my anatomy. I eat health conscious, or I try to, for my body. And when I'm speaking about these symptoms, there's a lot of work we just have to do, like just as a social environment too. That could be draining, and that's not healthy. So I do
drinking, smoking.
Even with drinking, I don't drink that much anymore. That's why I can't have one drink, it'll hit me so hard.
Now, it's good you got your tolerance back up.
Right, but I do brain exercises on my own, but you guys have to understand, like, it's a lot to really just try to hone into your body. So these symptoms are still happening, and I never shared this publicly, but one of the most common and constant symptoms for me, I experience bladder dysfunction. So I'm not able to empty my bladder within one complete sitting. I never shared this. I was kind of embarrassed. But again, if I'm stepping into this role, I want to be as transparent with you guys as possible. So for me, a couple of weeks ago, because when you're not able to empty your bladder, there's
getting backed up.
Yeah, there's bacteria building, so I got a UTI. It was things like that. That's not easy, you know.
And everybody can't relate.
Right. And then as I'm trying to figure out what holistic regimen works for me, like this is still happening. So I just want people to just show everyone within your circle, strangers, grace. You never know a person's silent battles.
Well, I love that you're basically lobbying, and you should be on Capitol Hill soon, baby, making some changes for the state of Nevada.
Yes.
I would love to see that. Just to switch gears, though, I know that the other side to you, the cat's way, would be your brand experience strategist. So right now, you've been working some moves with the Visual Deli, which is a brand marketing agency, right?
Yes.
You guys have different services such as digital art, logos, web design, visual art. So I know that you had a partner that you got in contact with, and you guys have been working on that. Can you tell the public a little bit more about Visual Deli and what you guys have to offer? I see your website. It looks nice.
Thank you for mentioning that. My partner, DY Visuals, shout outs to you, Dom, if you're listening. I've known him for years. Like, we're pretty much locked in. This is one of the first creatives I met that really believed in what I was doing. So years ago, I had a t-shirt line. That's pretty much how I became popular within the city. He really believed in the vision. We just started building from there. And then as he started to grow in what he was doing, he has a creative agency, and I serve as a brand experience strategist within that collective. It's just a team of creatives. And the services we do are, as you mentioned, digital art, I'm trying to think, animation, art, which a lot of people are probably like, is that a cartoon? No, it's just like motion art. There we go. Motion graphics.
And that's really popular right now.
Yes.
People's branding, and it's kind of a cool niche that people are getting into that does kind of elevate your brand.
Exactly. And then also brand strategy, which is more so like the sector that I focus on within the collective, and intentional marketing structure. So that basically just means a lot of people think when you say brand, right, people don't even know how to define that. So a brand is what people see, what people hear. Marketing is how you get the people, once they identify your brand by what they see or what they hear, the marketing is the strategy to get people to engage in your business or your brand. So that's pretty much to put it in short.
So with the Visual Deli, you guys, on the website it says you guys are initiative, a storyteller to align your aspirations, right, which would tie in with the brand, and the enterprise with the needs of your customers. In fewer words, just design fulfillment.
Yes.
So with your job, I would say, what is a brand experience strategist? Because one would not know what that means.
Okay, so that's actually, a lot of people don't use that term. So one of the trendy terms is brand strategist, right? So my background is heavily rooted in producing experiences that build brand awareness by way of partnerships and also events.
Right.
So
events is the big one, and that's your favorite. That's your niche right there.
Right. So I was like, brand strategy. That's, to me, it was a fluff. So I wanted to kind of stand out, go against the grain. I'm like, I'm a brand experience strategist. And because I'm creating these experiences for people to interact with the brand, and by brand that could be the venue. And a lot of people, I don't know if they're aware, but I have a background in the wine and spirit industry as well.
I remember when I met you, I believe you were promoting for Bel Air.
Yes. So I've worked with a few, and then going back to what I was saying about community and representation, I haven't seen a black woman within that space.
No.
And so for me, again, a lot of times I was just, shout outs to Deja. If you're listening, my friend, she was in town for the Bay Area, and we had met up earlier today. She was one of the few to start off doing like women empowerment events. So we were having this conversation this morning where I was telling her, like, a lot of times back then, like in 2010, 2011, we were just doing stuff because we could.
Right.
Not even realizing the barricades.
For it, yeah.
That we were breaking the boundaries. And shout outs to DJ Kelly J. She was one of the first, again, as a black woman, right? We're all black and we're doing these things where it wasn't well received at that time.
No.
And now to see it come to life and all, like, even you, the representation.
You know, you guys shout out to me.
Yes,
thank you so much.
Because like I said, when I met you, you had mentioned like you were in school. Was it journalism or yeah? And I'm like, that's so cool, right? Because again, we don't see this often.
No.
Black women. Yo, shout out to every black woman in the space that you're wherever
you're at.
Yeah, in whatever industry, healthcare, entertainment, you know, in between, law, whatever you're doing. Shout out to you.
Shout out to all the black baddies out there.
Yes.
No, it really is, because right now more so than ever, I feel like we need to take advantage of the spaces that we're in.
Right.
Because like you said, we don't see a lot of it, and that was my initial reason for starting in journalism, is because I didn't really see anybody who looked like me reporting at all.
Right.
And in these type of environments. So we got to start now, so that's the youth can see that, and it looks attainable, and it doesn't. And this can be the new normal.
Right.
You know? I'm going to take a quick break. We're going to be right back with a few games. We're going to be playing this or that. Don't go anywhere. I got some new music for y'all. We're going to go listen to Understand. I found this artist from TikTok. I love him. And then, of course, we got Raylan, who's also on the tour with Suki. Don't go anywhere. We're back on Aniealation.
I said, the same person that make you smile can make you cry. The same person that make you feel alive can make you wanna die. She said, I'm tired of your shit, baby, that makes two. Cause honestly, I'm tired of my bullshit too. I make mistakes, shit that I wish I could redo. I ain't only do it once, I did it like times two. Tryna hide what's inside, you know I could read you. If you did what I did, shit, I'd probably leave you. You looking at me like, damn, you so evil. I'm looking at you like you ain't no saint either. You did what with who? Now you got amnesia, like you hit your head hard and you had a seizure. She said I lied so good she couldn't believe it. I can tell her the truth just cause how she received it. Yeah, my heart cold and her body anemic. Your eyes can lie to you, act like you ain't seen. I need a girl to understand, I'm just a man. Anything that I do is not to hurt you. I know you feeling like, damn, you don't love me, man, but you know I do, so dry your eyes, boo. I need a girl to understand, I'm just a man. Anything that I do is not to hurt you. I know you feeling like, damn, you don't love me, man, but you know I do, so dry your eyes. Now she all private, so I can't watch her shit. We ain't together right now, but don't watch my bitch. We was like Bonnie and Clyde, you supposed to watch my sis. Damn, how I fuck up like this. Oh man, I seen it clearer than HD. I can tell when a girl is starting to hate me, cause the shoulder get colder than the summertime AC. She try and move on, but the new dude ain't me, and they just ain't you. They just ain't us. You was supposed to stay down till I was famous. I was holding the umbrella anytime it was raining. I was your handy man anytime you need maintenance. So I need some thanking. You treat that nigga good, tell him thank me. Or trust issues with that nigga, tell him thank me. You freaking on that nigga? Wow, he could thank me. You left him where he stood? Damn, he could thank me. I need a girl to understand, I'm just a man. Anything that I do is not to hurt you. I know you feeling like, damn, you don't love me, man, but you know I do, so dry your eyes, boo. I need a girl to understand, I'm just a man. Anything that I do is not to hurt you. I know you feeling like, damn, you don't love me, man, but you know I do, so dry your eyes, boo. What?
Fuck you up. If you don't fucking answer the phone, I'm actually kill you. Like, not really, so don't use this evidence. Stop fucking playing with me, because I'm gonna fucking ring your name. Dead ass. Answer the fucking phone before I fucking kill you.
Shit that you said when I'm working on it's gonna be haters. Yeah, shit that they doing ain't working for them. Dreaming about stages. Yeah, Now I'm around you, you bring the best out. The way I move in, gon' make them step down and make them step out. I poke my chest out, I got the fire. I have them stressed out, I'm uninspired. I need a test now. Back to the basics, yeah. Shit that you saying wasn't working on me. It's gon' be haters, yeah. Shit that they doing ain't working for them. Dreaming about stages, yeah. I went to sleep with a microphone. I feel like the greatest, yeah. I feel like the greatest, just like my homie, yeah. It ain't too many people that can sit with us now, yeah. It ain't too many people that can eat with us now, yeah. Here they getting sick of me, I hear they all got strapped, they all got strapped, yeah. And we all just left, and they always left. Not when it made left, and the shit went left, yeah. I've been trying to invest, yeah. I've been trying to step, yeah. With the way that I dress, yeah. Don't know what to expect, yeah. Times like this when I was flowing, used to dream about the show. Locking down, I got my motion. Hear my song, let's rock and roll. I've been moving way too slow. When I'm locked in, I leave them left out. If I ain't top 10, then who the best out? Now I'm around you, you bring the best out. Back to the basics, yeah. Shit that you saying wasn't working on me. It's gon' be haters, yeah. Shit that they doing ain't working for them. Dreaming about stages, yeah. I went to sleep with a microphone. I feel like the greatest, yeah. I feel like the greatest, just like my homie. Saying wasn't working on me. It's gon' be haters, it's gon' be haters. Shit that they doing ain't working for them. Yeah, I went to sleep with a microphone. I feel like the greatest, yeah. I feel like the greatest, just like my homie.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into Aniealation. I'm back. Of course, I'm Anaya on Fire, and to the left of me, I have Mrs. Katz, Kiera Katz, the Katz Way. We're gonna get into our game. Are you ready? I try to sauce it up a little bit for you. Okay, so my first question for this or that is, you kind of already answered it, but holistic medicine or big pharma?
Oh, we going natural all the time.
So you feel like you've been able to find like some more natural methods?
I have, like, I do. My future self, right? As I continue on my healing journey, I do want to be more natural than I am now. But what I would say earlier, that's costly. Let's keep it real. Food is expensive right now.
Man.
Herbs are expensive.
Oh yeah.
Supplements, and even a couple of these retreats, those are expensive. So I'm doing what I can within my capacity right now. But yeah.
So holistic. I would say holistic too.
Yeah.
Nightclub or hookah lounge?
Can we do like a restaurant lounge? Hold on.
Nightclub or hookah lounge? I know you do great in both spaces.
I'm trying to get out of. I never really liked smoking hookah. Has always been for the social aspect of it. So I would go nightclub. You know, we like to stand on couches, pop bottles.
I would say nightclub, but lately I feel like I've been enjoying a hookah lounge a little bit more, just because it's more communicative. You can hear one another a little bit more. The lights are on.
The social aspect.
The social aspect, because it's more.
I don't like
close
the
knit.
smoke.
The smoke, of course, like the smoke. You don't have to participate in the hookah. And for a long time, I did not. I
just don't like the smoke.
Time.
Like
just in
general. Because you start to smell it.
But then at the club, they smoke there too.
I mean, it depends on what club.
You're
you
right.
know, like if you in the club, like you in the deep, you know.
You shouldn't be. Yeah. What about? So, which remix is better? The remix to Ignition or Lovers and Friends? You gotta pick one.
Hold on, I'm trying to remember. This is the remix.
And the argument is, R. Kelly did that by himself. Of course, Lovers and Friends was the big three of Usher, Luda, and Lil Jon. Usher, John, and Luda.
I guess they both stand the test of time.
They do. That's why it's kind of.
But what can I listen to every day?
What's timeless? They're both timeless, so it's kind of
right.
hard.
I could listen to Lovers and Friends a little
every day.
Yeah, every day, and not get tired of it. But they both stand the test of time. They're both.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna go with Lovers and Friends as well. But I'm gonna say, individual by myself, Lovers and Friends. Group setting, Ignition.
Really?
Group setting, Ignition. Group Ignition gonna start the party every time.
You think so?
Yes.
We gonna have to test this in real time.
Black people know every word to Ignition.
We're gonna test this in real time.
Going with another musical theme, You Rock My World or Remember the Time.
Remember the Time is they're both, again, they stand the test of time, but Remember the Time, when you hear that beat about this girl, you just know.
You already know what's going on. It's because that one has a dance
and the video, right?
And the video. But I also feel like You Rock My World, it just hit for different reasons as well. That was also a really good video too.
All his videos, Michael Jackson did his thing.
You really can't do that. But so you go Remember the Time?
Yeah.
I'll go Remember the Time too. So which quote would you rather live by? Stand for something or fall for anything, or chances make champions? Shout out to Niqua.
Stand for something. I'm just naturally, as a person, I stand on my integrity all day.
Oh, you stand on business?
Yeah.
Okay.
All day, every day. Intentional with mine.
I would say, I definitely would say that one, but I've been trying to live like chances make champions.
I see that. Take a risk.
Just take a risk. Yeah. I've been trying to be more risky lately.
Yeah.
Which one is worse, or which one would you rather have? I would say a sore throat or be congested.
Ooh. Neither. Okay, but hold on. A sore throat, I feel like you can't really do anything. You can't really eat or anything like that. Or if I'm congested, I just can't really smell.
You just can't breathe.
Right. So I'll go.
Can't breathe.
I'll go with the congestion.
I'm gonna say congestion is too, because nothing that I hate more than a sore throat. You literally can't do anything with a sore throat. Well, thank you so much for playing the game, this or that. Thank you for joining my 27th episode, Voices Matter.
Thank you.
It's really, really important for us to get this initiative for MS out there, and so I'm really happy that you've lended your voice to the cause. Where can anybody listen to you, find you? Do you have any upcoming events planned with the Visual Deli?
Right now we're working on some content with the Visual Deli to get that out, and maybe later develop a course of some sort. Nice. Right now I am in school, finishing up my undergrad program in business entrepreneurship.
Turn up.
I'm trying to think. Just continue to support what I'm doing as far as the MS initiative, and you can find me on social media. As of late, my profile is private because, man, look, these bots are crazy. My account is not spam, but I guess Instagram uses bots as a way to help their algorithm. Mm-hmm. So right now it's private, but Twitter, Instagram, the Cat's Way, hashtag it, add it. That's how you can find me. I have a stuff that I'm working on behind the scenes. I don't want to get too much into it. You know, events, I love to come back and play, pop out every now and then, do something. So I do have some things in the works that I'll keep you guys posted on my social media. But thank everyone for tuning in, you know, there and in my life. And thank you. Thank you.
I appreciate you. Thank you guys so much for listening to my show. That's all the time I have for today. Make sure you guys go back and listen to this episode on YouTube, only on Hot 702.5. Appreciate you so much, cats. Have a good one. You guys be safe. We'll be back here next week for Aniealation episode 28. We out.
Great show.
Girl, you know they can't stand us now, 'cause we riding, we rolling. Yeah, tryna find some things we can get.